Hey everyone, welcome back to the LBP Speedrunning Guide. Today we're going to be starting off the canyons with Boomtown. This is where the run starts to pick up in difficulty. All three levels of this world can be pretty challenging, so be sure to practice. Like in the Meerkat Kingdom, there's a deload you can do on the entrance here, which skips waiting for the heart to get to the bottom. This saves a few seconds, so if you can get consistent, then it would be worth doing. The setup would be pretty similar, if not the same to the Meerkat deload. Otherwise, move to the middle layer and walk out of the heart to drop down to the floor. To avoid any layer changing with the upcoming dialog box, doing jumps that are lower to the ground will keep you in the front layer for the next section. Jump across the cactus obstacles, then once you land, hold grab to push out the bottom sponge, spamming X once you grab it. This will cause the other two boxes to fall to the left, so you're free to jump onto the one that you just pushed to get over. If you don't spam fast enough, the boxes will fall to the right. If this happens, you can LCJ off the bottom box and jump over instead. Now move all the way to the back layer to do the next skip. If you jump against this wall, you can slide straight up to get onto the mountain. Climb up, and once you're on the platform that's beneath the cow, you have to get onto the part here that's in the middle layer. To do this, just run into the wall and the game will switch the layer for you. Depending on the situation, it may be easier to jump into this corner and drop down, or even go into the middle layer earlier by doing a jump that's low enough to keep you in the same layer. Climb up the rest of the mountain, head up the hill and press the button. As the fireball is coming down, you can drop forward a layer onto the bomb crate as you wait for it to go past. After this, continue into the town and climb up the bombs using the sponge. Here you can either press the button to get launched up to go over the building, or you can simply go up and around the next building, which is usually the preferred method. After that, the fastest way is to jump onto the bank, then drop down at the end to jump up the ramp. Or alternatively, you can fall down earlier and run in front of the bank, which is a bit slower. Once you're up the hill, you'll be greeted with a dialog jump out of nowhere. You'll have to anticipate this and jump before Zappatar reaches you. Now walk onto the button to spawn a rocket car. There's a pretty precise skip here that saves a lot of time, but it's incredibly hard. It's possible to line yourself up in a way so when you grab the rocket car, it'll land in a position where it'll activate again and take you up over the mountain, where it can then fly to the scoreboard. The basic setup for this right now is to stand against the wall of the rocket car until it stops moving, then start holding left as soon as you grab it. Then hold right around when you collect the score bubble. Getting this in a run is pretty uncommon, but thankfully there's an easier skip. Grab the rocket car as soon as you can and jump off to conserve speed into the scorpion section. A good way to do this is to aim yourself to have less height than the roof of the jail, so you don't change layers onto it. Now it's time for the skip. It saves about a minute, so it's important to get, but you can only try it once, so it's crucial that you pull it off first try. Start by standing behind the second last scorpion, then start running to the right as it goes upwards. Over here you'll see this player sensor, which tells you when the collector starts to come down to steal Frida and Don Lu. Once he leaves, there's no way to bring him back, which is why you can't retry this skip. As soon as you activate the player sensor, start running back left. Jump and grab the last scorpion around here on its body, and then start holding right as it's about to go upwards. At the top of the swing, the scorpion will become almost parallel with the ground, where you can then time a jump off of it to land straight on the right side of the collector. Now that you're on the collector's ship, you'll start flying upwards. Align yourself to stand on this rightmost spot. Then as you start to see the dark matter that he's being pulled towards, start running to the right and do a full jump. If you've done it properly, you'll land just on the roof of the minigame section. From this point it's a straight run to the scoreboard. Try to slope jump as much as you can, but be careful of the layer switching. Walk off the last cliff and quit to the pod early as you're reaching the end. Sometimes it can lag when you pause here, so try not to accidentally press restart instead. The level will still finish, you'll just have to wait for it to load again and then press return to pod afterwards. If you don't get the skip, you'll have to go the intended way. Grab the bomb here and roll it back down to Devante, then head into the cave. Carry the bombs as intended, but death abuse to get a new bomb faster, then do the same for the next section. Once you're through, climb up the hill, dialog jump, and grab onto the minecart so you're hanging off the right side. Spam X to have it roll down the ramp quickly, and ride it to the scoreboard. Just be careful quitting early here. Sometimes the scoreboard won't activate if you're standing in the minecart. And that's Boomtown out of the way. It's pretty important that you practice and get this skip consistent for how much time it saves. There's a practice for this skip if you need it though, which we'll link in the description with all of the other levels. We'll see you next time in the mines.